my name is Jaden, and I'd first like to start off with a little story. So I'm going to take you back 2 years ago. So in high school I played football, and one day we were out of practice just doing our normal team session, and we started to hear a faint buzzing sound, and we weren't really sure what it was. And what was weird about this is it sounded like it was coming from above. And so I think that what this buzzing sound was will surprise you, and we'll get to that later. So I'm going to be talking about drones today, and I'm going to be talking about how the use of drones has changed as technology has advanced. So today we will explore some of the first drones used in agriculture, and search and rescue drones. So having covered today's aims, I'd like to start off with some of the earliest examples of drones. So as you can see behind me, this is the Kettering bug, and this is one of the first examples of a military drone. Most of the first drones were used in military bases, especially in the Civil War, like the World War I, like the Kettering bug. So the Kettering bug was developed by Charles Kettering, and it was the first unmanned aerial torpedo. So this was used to fly over an enemy base, and this middle part right here is the bomb, and it would fall onto the enemy base. Now this was never used in the war because it was developed too late, and the war actually ended before it was able to be used. But it led the way for my next drone that I will talk about, the DH-82B Queen Bee. Now what's special about this drone is that it was one of the first reusable drones. So it could take off by itself and land by itself with no damage. And the cool thing about the DH-82 Queen Bee is that this was the first time that the name drone was actually used. And you may see the correlation between queen bee and drones are like the worker bees, so that's why they called it a drone. So now I would like to move to the modern uses of drones, starting with agriculture. So in agriculture, we can use drones to plant trees and to reforest areas where deforestation has occurred. So a drone equipped with these pods can fly over an area and actually shoot the pods down into the ground, and it will provide the tree to grow with all the nutrients that it needs. And this is a way faster and more efficient way to reforest areas that have been cut down. And my next topic in agriculture is crop spraying. So drones that have compartments with pesticides can fly over a field and spray pesticides over a crop. And this is 5 times faster than traditional methods of pesticide distribution, and it takes a lot less man-force as well. So next I'd like to cover drones that can be utilized to save lives in natural disasters. So specifically search and rescue drones. So search and rescue drones can be used to plan search patterns more effectively. So the benefits with search and rescue drones over just a team of men, these drones can enter extreme weather conditions, such as hurricanes, earthquakes, and avalanches. One of the first evidence of water rescue over the ocean was in 2015, where 2 swimmers were drowning, and one of the search and rescue teams was able to set up a drone, take off, and actually provide floating devices to these swimmers, and that only took 2 minutes. So it's much faster than if they were to get on a boat, drive out to the swimmers, and actually rescue them. And they both survived. Another benefit with search and rescue drones is their wide functionality. So these drones are equipped with thermal cameras, and that makes them able to see heat, basically, so they could see They could see people that are maybe trapped in an avalanche. And this is something that like a regular helicopter or a plane couldn't see. So it makes them much more efficient in finding lost individuals. So now that we've covered the way drones have evolved, I hope it is now clear the impact they have on society. The role of drones has changed as technology has advanced. And I'd like to take you back to that story about on the football field where we heard the buzzing sound. So, as you may know now, that it was in fact a drone that we heard above us. And the cool thing about that is that it was actually an opposing coach scouting on us. So, after this speech, I'd hope that you can all see now that drones aren't just flying machines used to spy on football teams. They can change the world. Thank you.